Hi, I'm Eric Knight with Orenda, and today we're going to be getting in-depth learning about calcium. It's the most misunderstood chemistry in the pool business, and we're going to learn why. The thing about pool chemistry, and any water chemistry really, is water always wants to be in equilibrium. We measure this on something called the Langmuir Saturation Index, known as the LSI. We actually have an app from Orenda that helps you calculate this. But it's all about saturation of minerals in your water. So if you're too saturated with calcium, calcium starts falling out of solution and forms a problem called scale. But the bigger problem is when you're undersaturated with calcium and you get corrosion and etching of plaster surfaces. But it doesn't end with just plaster surfaces. So if you have a fiberglass pool or a vinyl liner pool, it will literally corrode through it trying to find calcium. So you have two options. You can just let it be and let it try to find equilibrium on its own and destroy your surface over time, or you can add calcium. We recommend adding it the proper way, using calcium flakes or prill like that, but make sure that you have the right amount of calcium in your water so that you are LSI balanced. You will find that managing your pool becomes a lot easier after that. But I want to talk to you more about plaster and pebble type pools that have a lot of calcium available. Plaster or any cementitious materials are primarily calcium based. Well, if you take Portland cement and you add water to it, H2O, you get this combination that creates a new substance called calcium hydroxide. So calcium hydroxide is the most soluble of these calcium products that come into a cementitious material. And what happens is it wants to bleed out as part of the curing process, and it kind of bleeds into the pool. But then it gets a little bit more complicated because inside the water, there is dissolved carbon dioxide naturally. So you got this little CO2 and CO2 all around inside this water. When calcium hydroxide bleeds into the water with CO2, it carbonates. And what that means is it becomes calcium carbonate, and the reaction looks like this. Calcium hydroxide plus carbon dioxide yields calcium carbonate and water. Calcium carbonate is the most common form of calcium that people find in their pools. It's known as scale in most applications, but in this case, it's called plaster dust because as that calcium hydroxide bleeds out, you get this pesky little problem. This pesky little substance is just carbonated calcium hydroxide. Plaster dust is something that happens on almost every single startup. But there's another problem. After the pool has been started up, say 2-3 years later, you can have calcium that sure looks a lot like plaster dust come out of these surfaces. And this is a big problem in colder climates. And we call them calcium crystals. These crystals that form out are very, very sharp. And to be honest, we don't yet know what form of calcium it is, but we know it's not scale. Scale is the opposite problem, the pure form of calcium carbonate, very common in a swimming pool. See, the crystals are a low LSI problem, and scale is a high LSI problem. Here's what I mean by that. If you have too much calcium in your water, it's going to fall out of solution because the water can only hold so much. Remember, water just wants to be at equilibrium. It doesn't want to get greedy. On the low end, if the water's really cold or you have low pH or low alkalinity or low calcium, your LSI is going to be corrosive and aggressive. These crystals are forming in very, very low LSI environments, which means that the water is extracting calcium out from the surfaces and it's reacting with something to make them into sharp little crystals. It's permanent damage to the surface. So, in conclusion, two things can solve this problem. Balance your LSI and you'll prevent these from happening at all. But if you do have them, use a non-acid based sequester chelate to dissolve whatever form of calcium it is back into solution, and you should have these problems go away. I'm Eric Knight with Orenda. If you have any more questions, just visit us on our website, orendatech.com. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you.